Our children are an amana. And I want to take time really to emphasize this point. Our children are an amana. What does that mean? They are a trust given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is our responsibility to protect them. Many women, I've heard this countless times, one of the reasons that they stay in abusive homes, abusive relationships, toxic environments is for the sake of the children. Now I want to speak on that. Research shows that those children who stay in toxic, abusive homes undergo more damage, much more damage than the children from a divorced home or a divorced situation where the woman has left the abusive home. Those children, they end up better off than the ones who stay in a home where there is abuse. Because what happens to those children, many of them grow up, number one, to have many mental health issues, including depression, anxiety, and a high level of suicidality. And then lastly, many of them grow up to either emulate, repeat, continue the abuse with their own families, or they end up being attracted to people who will continue to abuse them as they were abused by their parents or as they saw their parents abuse one another. This is extremely important because we think that we're protecting our children, but we are actually allowing our children to grow up in a poisonous, toxic home, and that's not protecting them. So we have to be a people of action, and as a community, we need to support these women. That's why I am passionate about this cause. In this ayah that I mentioned, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do you think that you will enter paradise without going through that which those who came before you went through? They went through adversity and trial and tribulation, مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَزُلْزِلُوا, and they were shaken. Now the reason I'm mentioning this ayah is I don't want these women ever to feel that they're alone. I don't want these women to think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't know what they're going through, that they're alone, that they're, because it's very easy to become isolated, especially when that's the number one tactic of an abuser, by the way. Number one tactic of an abuser is to isolate the victim. So he will try to keep that woman from her family, from her friends, from having connections with others. So the first tactic is to isolate her so that he can now dominate and abuse her more easily. And so it becomes very easy to feel isolated, to feel that you're alone, to feel that nobody else is going through what you're going through, or to feel like no one else maybe understands. But I want to reassure you that you're not alone, that there are others who are going through what you went through, and there are those who came before us who were shaken. And Allah mentions them in the Quran, وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. They were so shaken until even the messengers, listen to this, even the messengers and those with the messengers calling out saying, مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ, when will the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come? Think about that. Do we get to points where we feel that way? This is a comfort and a reassurance that we're not alone. Even messengers felt this way. They were so shaken that even they called out and asked, when will the help of Allah come? But look at the comfort and help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already has come. Ala inna nasrullahi qareeb. Indeed, the help of Allah, the victory of Allah is near.